Hi, it's your awkward friend Jess again, another video. It has been a little while since I had surgery. Today is the 13th of January and I had surgery on the 12th of December. Just with surgery, then Christmas and then New Year's and my birthday, it was just, I couldn't be bothered filming. So I have a little notebook with lots of notes because I feel like quite a lot has happened, so if this video is really long, then I'll just split it up and post a couple of videos because I don't know how long this will take me with all my rambling around random stuff. So surgery. So I did my 2 weeks of Opti, which was fine, and then I had surgery. So surgery, had to be at the hospital for 7 o'clock I think. So had surgery, well no, went to the hospital, got settled in, filled out some forms, talked to the surgeon, talked to the anaesthetist. I've got a lot of fears around being able to feel scalpels, so I pretty much cried the whole way I was being wheeled down to the OR. The anaesthetist was really lovely. He was trying to make jokes as he struggled to put Allura in my hand. Originally he was making jokes, trying to distract me, and then he turns around and he said, well, I was making jokes to distract you, now I'm making jokes because I can't find what I'm trying to do. The Allura ended up like right in this part, I don't know if you can see that, I don't have a viewfinder, right in this part of my hand, my thumb. It was so friggin' painful, it was awful, but yeah, you couldn't find a vein, so that was fun. So yeah, had surgery, don't really remember much of that day. I know that my mum was there when I got back to my room, and I think my husband was there with my child, I'm not sure. His brother and family were down in Christchurch that weekend, so it was a good way to distract him and a good way to keep our toddler occupied. So he didn't spend too much time at the hospital, so my mum spent a lot of time with me, just because it's like he's got to juggle family, he's got to juggle our toddler. Like, I was fine. I didn't mind not seeing him too much, especially the first day, because I mean I really don't remember much at all that first day. I'm pretty sure I did manage to get my piercings back in, so still hopped up on drugs and I can still put all my piercing jewellery back in. I don't take all my ear cartilage stuff out because, to be honest, I don't actually know how to take it out. It's been there for so long I don't know how to take it out, but anyway. So I managed to get all my jewellery back in, nothing closed over, everything was fine, I'm always happy about that. Didn't put my belly button back in, obviously, because there are little incisions near there. Didn't have anything that first day. I didn't drink anything, didn't eat anything, I wasn't hungry or anything, wasn't thirsty. I slept a lot, did a lot of sleeping. Then the next day I was a lot more coherent. Pretty sure the second day I was off the big drugs, I think. I was off the heavy duty drugs by then. Wasn't in too much pain, I was able to shower, and then I just had to start sipping fluid, lots and lots of water. So that was the day after surgery, lots of water. It was weird because I heard that water feels really heavy, and it does. It's not painful to drink, but it's hard to drink a lot of because it feels really heavy. So that was weird. And then in the afternoon, I think I was allowed to have some Optifast, like really small cups. If I can figure out how to attach photos into a video, then I have a photo of my tiny cup of Optifast with a little chapstick for size reference. Just to show you, and the first time I drank it, I think it took me nearly 2 hours to drink the first little cup of it, and then the second one I think took an hour. And then in the evening I tried having broth, chicken broth. It was so gross, couldn't touch it, really hated it. It was, I don't know, it was bad. That was pretty much it. Then on the Monday I went home. The surgeon had said that I can start my proper, because I was on clear fluids plus Optifast, so I could have my normal fluid diet from Monday, which was the day I came home. I was kind of sore, had a lot of gas pain, my stomach felt quite numb, so I couldn't really feel the incisions or anything, but I had a lot of gas pain and I had it in my shoulders. That's because they have to inflate your stomach full of CO2, I think, in order to move around and get everything. It just takes a little while to get out of your body, and people normally feel it in their shoulders. So in hospital I was mostly feeling it in my left shoulder, and then after a few weeks, it had gone after a few days, maybe a week, I don't know. It went at some point, then it was gone for like 2 weeks, and then I got it back, but in my right shoulder. It's weird. Gas pain comes and goes, but I thought it was interesting that I felt it in one shoulder and then nothing, and then I started feeling it in the other. But anyway, went home. I was drinking water with Berocca or Boost, the cheap version of Berocca, mixed in water, because that stopped it feeling heavy and I could actually drink that. That just gave me a bit of energy, so I could do a little bit more than just sleep all the time. I was pretty much off painkillers then. I would have painkillers at night before I went to sleep. Did that for a couple of days, and then probably by the 3rd or 4th day that I was home I wasn't taking any painkillers at all. They say just keep on top of them and everything, you can keep taking them, and it's like, well yeah, I could keep taking them, but how do I know when I feel better if I'm taking them all the time? So for me, I chose to just not overdo it, see how I went. I honestly don't really remember the first week back at home. It is quite a blur. I was probably very grumpy. I would have been quite sore, sleeping a lot. My husband had work that week, so between my mum and my mother-in-law, they came and helped. By the end of the week I was feeling okay. I think I was getting really emotional. So for fluid I had water with Boost in it. I had bone broth, which I got the chicken flavour, and I had done it way before surgery, and I really regretted getting the chicken flavour because again it was gross. I think if I'd gotten the beef one it wouldn't have been as bad, but chicken bone broth is very, very salty, or at least it tasted really salty to me. So mostly I just had soups. Didn't have any Optifast. I tried some protein powder that I had, but it tasted so sweet and so sickly. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do protein powder. Nope. Then I was able, because he'd said on the Friday, I went home on the Monday, and he'd said on Friday you can start your puree. So on Friday I started puree. That was fine. I was only on that for 3 or 4 days because early the next week I had a surgeon appointment so he could look at my incisions, weigh me, do everything like that. So for puree I had a little bit of the puree that I had made. I would eat some yogurt in the morning. Would go through the supermarket and found the one that had the highest protein quantity with the least amount of sugar. So I had protein yogurt. To start with, I could only have 3 teaspoons of yogurt or 3 teaspoons of puree. I I also had tuna with mayo on Cruskits, because if you chew it enough, it goes into a puree. So I did that, and that was fine. I ate that for weeks. I was quite happy with that. But again, still wasn't feeling hungry. And at that point, I then had to figure out what full was. Saw the surgeon. He weighed me. He was happy with progress, happy with how the wounds were looking. Sent me on my way. I'm not going to see him again until April, I think. But he said that I can start on soft food early. Soft food was basically the same. I ate the same things because I'm really boring. I did try egg, and it was really interesting because one day I would have a poached egg and that was fine. And then the next day I'd have a scrambled egg and I put some cheese in it, and I just felt really sick. Like, that was probably the first time that I'd had something which didn't quite agree with me. I didn't have any dumping, so I didn't vomit or anything. It just just made me feel sick. I didn't feel right having it. So I left it a few days, had scrambled egg again, and again that didn't sit well. And when I say it doesn't sit well, it just doesn't feel right. And the only way I can describe it is that it doesn't sit well. You know when you eat something and your body's like, don't like this, we don't feel quite right? It's just that. At that point I still didn't know what hungry was. I was still trying to figure out what full was. At some point I saw a dietitian. Don't remember what week I saw the dietitian. Oh no, I saw the dietitian the same week. No, the week after I saw the surgeon. So she explained to me that I might not feel hungry for 6 months to a year. That's quite normal. I think that was the first day of soft food. It was Christmas Day, I think. So I was eating things that I hadn't had in a long time. And because Christmas Day is just mental, so we ended up getting over to my parents' house late. It was on Christmas Eve that we did Christmas at my parents'. So it was Christmas Eve. So on Christmas Eve, we went to my parents. We got there really late. So we got there maybe 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So I didn't eat until like 2:30. And because I was so hungry, like I didn't feel hungry, but my body was hungry. I wasn't mindful, I wasn't really paying attention, and I just ate like normal. Now when I eat, I have to put my cutlery down and wait 20 to 30 seconds before I start again. And I have to make sure I chew really well. I can't have any liquid when I eat. I'm not meant to have liquid 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after because there's no room. So I ate too fast. And I had pain from my side all the way up. I could almost feel the actual tube, like my esophagus, everything going down and then down into my stomach. I could feel that whole line all the way up, and it was just pain. And that took about half an hour, 45 minutes to recover from. So little things like that. That's not fun. That sucks. That sucks. Then I just started eating things like cheese. And then I could go on to normal food after that. And that's been fine. Yeah, so normal food has just been pretty much anything. Trying anything, chewing it really well, seeing how I go with it. Some things sit better than others. I still don't know hungry. I'm still trying to balance water. It's really hard to drink as much water as I need to. Take a whole bunch of multivitamins because I'm on multivitamins now. Take other medications. And fit it in around meals. So originally I was having like 4 meals a day. Now I'm back to 3. To be honest, sometimes only 2, which isn't good because now I'm eating I haven't measured it, so I'm not entirely sure. I would say I'm probably eating between, I would say maybe half a cup of food. I should probably measure it actually. Maybe half a cup to almost a cup sometimes. But in the long run, I need to be consuming 60 to 70 grams of protein. And that's quite hard to do when I eat so little. So yeah, balancing food and water intake is so difficult, and I have not lost any weight in almost 3 weeks, which is normal. People normally stall at week 2, because the first 6 to 8 weeks is healing. It's all the healing phase. So it's quite normal to have stalls, and I wasn't too worried about it, but when it hit 3 weeks, I'm like, is this it? That was starting to actually get to me a bit. So I went onto the groups because I had seen this really great graph which had broken down what weeks are healing and then when is it fat loss. So I was able to have a visual representation and be like, right, the first 2 weeks was fluid loss, 2 to 6 or 2 to 8 weeks is healing phase, and then after that it is fat loss. So that took the emotional part out of this weight loss thing, because I could see the logic behind it, and I could see, right, I'm still in the healing phase, so I'm unlikely to lose weight at this point. And that made me really happy. I was fine with that. I think I've started to lose again. I'm not sure. I'm trying not to weigh myself very often, because, I mean, there's no point. There's no point at this stage. I think I might leave it here for now, because this is probably really long, and then I'll probably do another little shorter video about what's happening now and where I'm at. So, bye.